Well, the wonderful world of Sheepskin has been selling comfort for more than 35 years at their factory boutique in Winnipeg. And while Winnipeg may experience among the coldest winters of major urban centers in North America, if not the world, they have done their part to keep citizens warm and protected from the elements. And with that, it is my pleasure to welcome Myron Schultz to the studio. Welcome.
Thank you very much. And let me just say, it's actually moving closer to 50 years.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Well, you need to do some changes on your website then.
Yes, I guess so.
Okay, so tell me, how did the company start?
The company was originally started by my grandfather, and it was involved in the fur trade, doing subcontracting work for the other factories. So it could be hats and could be collars. And then my father, who was involved in the company, got the brainchild of getting involved with sheepskin and started doing the slippers and probably mittens at the time as well, and then started doing some coats and opened up a store.
Why sheepskin?
Because it's warm. It's hard for me to say exactly what inspired him at that particular time. I don't have the opportunity to ask him now. Mm-hmm. But I guess it was a product that was related to fur in some respects. And I guess he saw that there was maybe more opportunity in a range of products. The biggest thing that he actually got involved with, which is unrelated to the season, is he got involved in cleaning products, making cleaning products. Yeah, which was particularly funny because my father was the most undomesticated person in the history of the world.
That's always the case. So you talked about the various products. So that was actually going to be one of my questions to you, was whether when your father started this, did he always know that he was going to do this variety of products with sheepskin, or has it sort of evolved over the years?
It's definitely evolved. And again, I don't really know what was in his mind when he started doing this. I remember years ago there was a famous catalog company out of California that we made these very sort of fancy slippers for, and it was always fun seeing when that catalog was published, and we would get a copy of it just because we were in it, not because we were in their mailing list, but we'd see it, and we'd see the slippers with all the other fancy stuff that was in that catalog. How it evolved from there, it's maybe a bit of a mystery to me still.
What's your earliest memory of the store?
Well, before the store, my memories were in the factory, because in the summer or on the weekends, I think myself more than any of the four of us kids, I would be working there, putting labels on things and putting bags on things and such. And there were times when my father would bring stuff home that the four of us would be putting into boxes or putting labels on or things. So a very early memories of stuff related to the factory and the store.
And did you think that one day you'd be there running it?
I had no idea, no expectation, no particular desire. For me, it was either going to be pursuing music or it was going to be pursuing a city planning degree.
Oh.
And in the end, it was neither, and I, by accident, got involved with the company, and 34 years later, I'm here talking to you.
Well, a very happy accident. And I wouldn't say that you didn't go down the musical path, because for many that don't know, you are part of what, in my humble opinion, is the best klezmer band around.
Well, you're right about that. So, but I didn't really pursue it. Mm-hmm. I didn't, as an orchestral pursuit or like as my true profession. I didn't pursue it. But I still do play professionally, and I'm probably, because I have the business, it gives me some flexibility to do some of the other as well, which is, great for my mind.
So how have you seen the business evolve over the years?
Well, as you mentioned about the range of products, the types of customers that we deal with, One of the things that's been kind of neat with the company is that we get involved with, shall I say, sort of unusual or quirky projects. We're working on one now, and I hope they won't mind me talking about this. It's a company based here in Winnipeg that specializes in products for cross-country skiing. So we're working on a project for them that uses sheepskin as one of the elements of their package of products. So because we have expertise in what we do, we can get involved in a project like that. With different types of mitts, we're working on a project for a well-known catalog house based in Seattle, where we're doing a special vest and mitt for them. So things like that emerge, and the product selection evolves. The fact that we can do all these other cleaning products that goes through distribution throughout North America gives us also the freedom to do some of the stuff in the store that maybe the store itself wouldn't support.
You've brought some of the products with
Yes.
you. If you're listening on the radio, you can't really see them, but if you watch the video after, you will see them then. You have the wonderful slippers and the gloves and the mitts, which I understand are pretty famous.
Well, the mitts won a contest here a few years ago for being the warmest mitts in Winnipeg.
Nice.
Yes.
And that's saying something.
Yes, it is.
What is it about Winnipeg that you find these really unique businesses that seem to succeed, not just here, but nationally and internationally?
I think part of it is the isolation that fosters a entrepreneurial spirit that it requires. There's an old, it's not a saying, but there's an old adage about if, I think it was relative to a ship, a sailing ship, some explorers, and if they wanted to succeed, what they would do is once they landed on their island or wherever on the shore, they would burn the ship so that there was no way to leave, and they would have to succeed wherever they were. And that's sort of Winnipeg, kind of isolated. So if you're going to succeed, you have to work damn hard to do it. Part of it has to do with the immigrant spirit that came here, and there again, once they got here, they had to do whatever it took to succeed and to feed their families. Certainly creating a product that is suited to the environment within which you are operating is helpful, unless, of course, there's global warming and people no longer need sheepskin. That's not going to help us very much. But really, if you're going to have a product that is suited to a cold climate, it's probably best to be in that cold climate where you're operating, and you can really test out what you're doing, and B, you've got a better opportunity for success.
Now, do you make all of these in the factory, all the products?
We don't make all of the products. We make a heck of a lot of it, which has been one of the reasons for success. When people come into the store and they want let's say they need a pair of slippers that's a different size than we have, and we say, okay, we'll have to get that made up for you, and it's like, oh, how long is that going to take? And I tell them, well, it'll be maybe 2 or 3 days because it's done upstairs, and it's like, wow, you make it right here on the premises? And yeah, I mean, a lot of it we make right in the building, either upstairs or in the back from where they are. And there's a door from the store into the factory, and you can actually see some of the dusting products being made right there.
Very cool.
So, yeah.
So where does the actual sheepskin come from?
Sheep.
Ah.
Primarily, it's Australian or New Zealand skins. And the tanning for most of it is actually done in China. So it's a very circuitous route to get to us. So the skins are initially processed in Australia, and it's part of the meat industry. They go to China for the final tanning, and then they get shipped to us, and we make what we make out of it, whether it be the mitts or the slippers or the hats or the dusting products or steering wheel covers or vests or some of the jackets we make on premises as well.
What's the most popular item?
Either the mitts or the slippers. In terms of the store, the mitts or the slippers. Our biggest product is our dusters, which we've been doing for 50 years now. In fact, we just celebrated the golden anniversary for
Congratulations.
for the mitts for the dusters.
Yeah.
But in the store, it's the slippers and the mitts, and we sell those a lot to different retailers across Canada as well, and some by the internet into the States and across Canada directly. But in the store, the slippers and the mitts for sure.
Anything special going on over the holidays other than you guys being incredibly busy?
You know, in the past, we've had my sister Erica playing the harp in the store, but unfortunately not this year. Maybe we'll bring her back next year. No, nothing special. You know, we're one of those weird stores that doesn't do blowout sales and such. We've operated on the premise that if you offer a really fair price on January 1st, you can offer that same price on December the 31st. And that's just the way we've done it for all these years.
But I understand that if you come and you buy something and you mention someone.
Yes, if you mention this radio station and you buy, and I don't know if there's a specific value, but I guess we can say if you buy $100 worth of product, you can actually get 2 tickets to the Winnipeg Symphony.
Wonderful.
And that's not a bad deal. I think we've got some Beethoven and some Tchaikovsky to give away. Not them personally, but their music. So yeah, that's I think that's a fair little deal for people.
Love it. Myron, it has been a pleasure talking
Likewise.
with you. I'm so happy that you and I actually finally got to talk on the air.
Yes.
And I wish you a very successful and happy holiday season and all the best in your business. 50 years and
Counting.
counting.
Yeah.
Where would you like to see the business go?
Well, here's my my very in Winnipeg joke. We used to be on Selkirk Avenue. That's where the business started. And my, as I say, very in Winnipeg joke is then we moved south to Dufferin Avenue, that being 2 blocks south. Where do I see it? You know, it's every day, frankly, is a new adventure in business. There's so many weird things with tariffs, and because we operate so much of our business in sales in the U.S., every day is a new bit of fun in dealing with that, and availability of skins, and every day is so. Where would I like to see it? I'm happy every day that we can serve customers, and that we can grow, and that we can offer good products, and we'll see from there.
And where can people find you?
We are at 250 Dufferin Avenue, and the best landmark for us is that we are right across the street from City Bread.
Nice. Myron, thank you so much.
Thank you, Claudia. Happy holidays to you and all the listeners.
Thank you very much.